Some people say I'm lucky, but there is more to the story. People that know me know one thing. I like to control my fate, and I like to win. I know that's two things. I'm just making a point. What I'm saying is, if I'm betting on horses, I don't want it to be all about luck. That's why I use Betfair Exchange, to lock my odds when I like my odds. Smart is the new lucky. Join now in New Jersey at Betfair.com. I think I made my point.
Well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but if you're good on the Betfair Exchange, you can make some serious money. And here's a guy that is fascinated by it, none other than our colleague Justin Horowitz is doing such a great job as our Meadowlands commentator on TVG. Justin, I think exchange wagering so far is the best kept secret in New Jersey. Just got underway. Meadowlands harness available for New Jersey residents only. Where do you play it at?
You can go to betfair.com, sign up for an account on the exchange, or if you're already a 4NJ Bets user, you can switch over your account from 4NJ Bets, use your same login, your same password, and you have your same money that's in your 4NJ Bets account. With a few simple clicks, you can transfer that over to have money in your exchange account. If you're already set up on 4NJ Bets, it should take you less than 5 minutes to get your money into your exchange account to start betting on the exchange, as long as you are a New Jersey resident physically in the state of New Jersey at the time you're trying to play.
Now, you really got my attention last Saturday. I got a text from Justin just before the Sire Stakes for the 3-year-old Pacing Colts. You locked in $20 to win on Boston Red Rocks at odds of 5-2 on the exchange, and he paid $2.10 here at the track.
Yeah, that's right. That same $20 wager would have netted me $2 had I bet it through the tote, but on the exchange, I was able to make more than $45 on that wager, and that is the beauty of the exchange, is you are able to lock in your price. The second that it's offered, you can match it. That's the terminology. If a bet is placed out there, you match it. That locks in your price at that time. None of this waiting until off time and the late money comes in and hammers your 5-1 shot all the way down to 2-1. As soon as you lock in your price, that's yours. It's fixed, and that is one of the major advantages to playing on the exchange.
And right now you can only play win, place, and show, but in-race wagering may be available on down the road, and I guess you could post at the half-mile marker. I think Tim Tetrick will finish third. I think Dave Miller will win with so-and-so, and if the bets are matched, you'll have action there. Let's take a look at one of the screenshots from last night and see what the screen looks like. What does it mean there, bet for or bet against with those numbers down there?
So what you're looking at there is basically the interface that you'll see when you log on to the exchange. In that middle column, that's green and blue that says bet for. That's if you'd like to bet on that specific horse, what the price is that's out there, the best price. So you have your stake, which is how much money you can wager, and that you subtract 1 from that number, and those are the odds. So look at Captain Primo, number 1. It says 4.4. That horse is actually available to you at 3.4-1, which is essentially 7-2 odds. And the small number underneath that, the dollar amount, is how much money is available for you to wager at that amount. So if that's the horse you wanted to bet, you'd be able to bet about $4 or $5 at that 4.4 price, and if that's the price you get, it's matched, it's yours. It doesn't matter if Captain Primo ends up going off at 8-5 when the race goes off. You've already locked in about 7-2 on that horse.
Now, there are guys overseas that don't know anything about horse racing at all, but they're like stock traders on the market, and they're looking to buy low and sell high, that sort of thing. You can do the same thing on the betting exchange here in the United States. Let's take a look at another screen and talk about what it means to lay after you've made a bet.
So another key part of the exchange is you can actually bet against horses. You can bet on horses to lose as opposed to betting them to win. And so what you're looking at on the left there, underneath each horse's program number in green there, that's your liability or profit based on the positions you have in this race. So what this is actually a screen that I sent last night. And so basically what you're able to do, there's 4 words you need to know when you're playing on the exchange and you're trying to trade. It's lay low and buy high. So basically what you want to do is bet against the horse at a lower price and then bet back the horse. So basically bet him to lose and then bet him to win at a higher price. And that spread, the difference there between what you bet against the horse at and what you bet for the horse at, it can be guaranteed profit. So essentially what this tells you is that no matter who won that race last night, I was guaranteed to make a profit. A bigger profit on the horse that I actually bet for, but no matter who won, I was making money. So imagine when the race starts, you have 0 chance of losing money. If you can tell me a way that you do that normally, I'd love to know how, but there's no way when you bet normally in horse racing that you have no chance to lose. You bet for a horse. If that horse doesn't win, you lose. But in this way, if you're able to trade smartly, you're able to eliminate all liability and all risk in the race. You take a smaller profit, but imagine doing that over the course of a 12-race card where you eliminate all chance at losing money. That to me, that's not gambling. That's called smart investing, and that's a really cool feature of the exchange.
That's even better than betting those Holly hot shots that we'll get a little bit later on. Justin, liquidity is the key, the amount of money that's in the pools. Now, right now, because most of the wagering comes from overseas in Europe, it seems like our early races at the Meadowlands take some play, but the later races tail off. What are the early races getting for play right now?
So what I've been seeing lately is that the first 4 or 5 races a night are averaging between $10,000 and $15,000. Remember, that's just win pool wagering alone, and some of those early races at the Meadowlands the last couple weekends since we'd offered it have been 6 and 7 horse fields. So being able to have $15,000 worth of play gives you the ability to get your bets matched. Now you're maybe not able to get $1,000 matched in there, so a little bit smaller stakes, but it's enough that you can actually have some action, and that's the key to the exchange. Without liquidity, there's not people that are matching your plays, and then if you have a bet that you put out there that's not matched and the race goes off, you don't have action. That money just gets refunded to your account. So at this point, the liquidity is pretty good early in the night. It tails off, and so you have to be a little bit careful when you're playing on the exchange later in the night because there's not as many people out there that are matching the wagers that are put into the exchange.
Every country and every culture has different views on the best way to wager on horses. Do you see exchange wagering catching on here in North America and becoming a big thing?
I really do, and I think the numbers that Betfair gives is that the average player playing on the exchange from a demographic standpoint is about 20 years younger than the average horse player. And so anyone who's a regular horse player, you know that one of the problems that our game faces is that we have an aging fan base. So being able to get people that are young, that are computer savvy, that are traders, that like that fast pace that the exchange offers opens up our game to a whole new type of player. And like you had mentioned earlier, Sam, there's a lot of people that are looking at this as cold traders. They don't handicap the races. They're not so much interested in punting, if you were, or gambling. They're looking at it from a purely trading standpoint, the way a hedge fund trader or a day trader would be looking at. And that opens us up to a whole new brand of customer, and I think that's a really big opportunity. From an anecdotal standpoint, I can say that I've probably wagered more money in the last 3 weekends at the Meadowlands on the exchange than I would have wagered in the last month or 2 combined prior to that before the exchange. So that just lets you know, as somebody who's young and into this game, that I am super excited about the exchange here in New Jersey.
Well, it sounds like a lot of fun as well, and in Europe it's huge. I think they had, what, $9 billion in liquidity on horse racing alone last year?
Yeah, you know, in Europe on Betfair, they're able to wager on horse racing and soccer or football, as they would say, tennis. Pretty much anything can be wagered on the exchange, but horse racing, given the number of races that are available every day, the inventory of things to bet on, $9 billion in matched wagers on the Betfair exchange alone. If you know how much is wagered in harness racing in North America, it's about $1 billion a year. So the fact that just on the exchange, 9 times the amount of action, that again tells you this is an area for growth and a big opportunity for our game. And right now, like I said, it's only available to New Jersey residents, but the Meadowlands is the only harness track that's offered on the exchange. So if you want to play in New Jersey and you're tuning in right now, you have an opportunity to get in on the ground floor and play on the Meadowlands exchange.
Excellent, Justin. Thank you for the tutorial. We've learned a lot more about exchange wagering. Might be worth a try. Might be a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us. You better get upstairs because we're going to need your best bet pretty soon.
You got it.
Justin Horowitz, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a quick time out and tee up tonight's racing action.